we are the average of the 5 people that we spend time with. And so these conversations are not happening right now in your life. And that's what you feel stuck. That's what you keep telling yourself, that you're not good with money, right? Versus looking for the evidence like, oh my God, I've been able to show up to my job every single week and I'm getting a paycheck. I must be good with money. Or, hey, I have been able to pay my cell phone without asking my parents to pay it for me. I'm good with money. Hello, welcome back to the show. Today, I want to talk to you about the 3 financial truths no one told me about in my 20s. Okay. So, we're going to be talking about money and things that happened or didn't happen when I was 20. And I want to tell you why I decided to record this episode. So, recently, I have been attending a lot of in person events with amazing women who are in their 20s. Some of them had just graduated from college, some of them are entering new levels of their professional career. And one of the things that I keep hearing over and over from these women is, Lucy, I love what you're doing, but I just feel like I'm not good with money. And that conversation of I'm not good with money keeps coming over and over. And first of all, I want to acknowledge why, for us women, specifically for Latinas, we have this belief that we're not good with money. That is because in our casita, we don't talk about money, right? I always say, like, we don't talk about Bruno. And so when these conversations have not been normalized, it's very normal for us to say, well, I'm not good with it. So that I don't want to talk about it. And if you are finding yourself thinking about money, thinking about wealth building, thinking about how to negotiate your salary, how to launch your offer, how much you're going to pay yourself, that is a sign that you are indeed good with money, because that conversation or the spark, as I like to call it, is already there. And anytime that you have this mindset of, yeah, I'm not good with it, I want to encourage you to look for the evidence, okay? Because are you showing up to your 9 to 5 on time and consistently? Meaning that you're not like, oh, I don't want to go to work today, right? If you're showing up to work and you have a consistent paycheck, that's a sign that you're good with money. If you are an entrepreneur who is constantly launching offers or inviting people to work with you, that is also a sign that you're good with money. This conversation with these amazing mujeres and how they kept telling me, I want to invest, but honestly, I'm not good with money. And here is the thing that I also want to say. A couple weeks ago, I ended up going to a hospitality meeting for hospitality professionals, so people that work in the hotel industry. And those people are director of sales, and they have to essentially have a lot of conversations around money, because that's what they do. They bring money to the hotels. And there was only one person in the room that has a mentor, and everyone else that didn't have a mentor. He was one of the 2 men that were in the room. But also, when I started talking about investing and 401ks and having a money plan, money flow, as I call it, none of them had one. So here's another reason why I want to just kind of debunk that you are good with money, because you're thinking about it. Okay. There's thousands and thousands of Americans out there that just go through their day without even thinking about, hey, I want to get good with money. So on that note, I want to start with debunking these financial truths, okay, that no one told me about. And you're probably on the same boat. So, number one is education. We have been told that education was the key to building wealth, and that is not true. I wish somebody would have told me that education gives you the key for upward mobility. In many cases, it gives you the key to enter a room, but it does not give you the key to have a seat at the table, or it does not give you the key to building generational wealth. Okay. There is a reason why financial literacy isn't taught in college or high school. The system that we live here in the United States is not meant for everyone to become wealthy. Okay. So the information that you are gaining from listening to the podcast or watching on YouTube is intended for you to have the tools that you need to take action, okay? So education is something that I want you to think as being constant, but I also don't want you to use that as the excuse of, well, if I want to be good at investing, I need to have a finance degree. Because guess what? You don't. Okay. I also want you to say that education is key to upward mobility, but fundamentally, your worth does not come from your certificates. I want to say that again because it sounded so beautiful. Fundamentally, your worth doesn't come from the certifications that you acquire or that you obtain. Okay. And so I wish someone in my 20s would have told me, hey, the only education that you need to be successful in life is financial education. Because I didn't learn about financial education until my 30s, right? I'm talking about my 20s, but I didn't learn until my 30s. And so I want to mention that to you because I do want you to continue to be someone who gets educated throughout your life because you don't want to stay behind. But please don't use this as the excuse of, well, if I want to be good with money, I have to have a master's degree. Because guess what, mujer? I am helping right now people with masters, with PhDs, abogadas. Yes, I have lawyers, people that work in healthcare, and they don't understand financial education. So don't use it as the excuse of I have to be really good at it or have a certification in order for me to move to the next level. The next truth is loyalty does not equal wealth. Let me say that again. Loyalty does not equal wealth. A lot of us have been taught to be loyal to a job that provides health insurance, a consistent paycheck, but we know what happens with the economy isn't good. We are the first ones to go. And since I launched Say All the Wealth, I have seen this twice. First time during the pandemic, second time now. So women of color and Latinas are the first ones to get out of the door when the economy isn't good. So if you know these, because the data shows it, by the way, it's not like I'm just making this up, why wouldn't you shop around for opportunities? And I always tell my clients the best time for you to apply for new opportunities is when you are at your happiest. When you show up to the office and you're like, man, I can do this like with my eyes closed. That's when you want to apply for new opportunities. Not when your boss pisses you off and you're like, I hate this person, I can't stand them, and then you're reacting and emotionally exhausted and you just want to weigh out. So be loyal to your dreams. That's something that I told myself and something that I encourage my clients to do. You have to be loyal to your dreams because that's the true loyalty that is going to help you build generational wealth. Okay. The last truth that I wish I knew in my 20s is that no one is coming to save us. There isn't a political party. No one is coming to save us. We are not going to be walking down the mall and someone is going to approach us and say, oh my God, Lucy, here you go. I have this golden ticket for you to become the first millionaire in your family. No one is going to walk up to you and say, here's the golden ticket and it has the A through Z script on how you need to negotiate your salary. Hey, by the way, here is the golden ticket on how you can stop enabling your family members because you know that every time they come and ask you for money, you give in because you don't like confrontation. No one is going to do that. I coach people and I don't even do that for them. I ask them questions to help them get to the answers. And so right now, the government is shut down. A lot of programs are blocked. A lot of programs are in pause. But guess what? At the end of the day, if especially if you have a student loan, the government wants their money back. And I remember when I shared with family members and friends that I wanted to pay off student loan debt sooner than later. And they told me I was making a big mistake. And that brings me to another point that I want to make is that if you are not spending time with mujeres that are talking about money, confidence, health, community, and generational wealth, you got to start finding some new friends. Okay. I know the posting on Instagram looks so cute and, you with the besties, but honestly, like, I think that's one of the things that I wish someone would have told me in my 20s that the friendships that I had at that point were not going to take me to the next level. And in fact, a lot of those amigas que tenía, they actually kept me because when anytime I wanted to make a move, they will tell me, I know, está muy qué riesgoso. Like, please don't do it. Like, that's such a risky move. Don't do it. Some of them will tell me, just be grateful you have a job. Some of them will tell me, Lucy, you have like the C-level suite that every one of us dreams of, right? And so you have to know that we are the average of the five people that we spend time with. And so these conversations are not happening right now in your life. And that's what you feel stuck. That's what you keep telling yourself, that you're not good with money, right? Versus looking for the evidence like, oh my God, I've been able to show up to my job every single week and I'm getting a paycheck. I must be good with money. Or, hey, I have been able to pay my cell phone without asking my parents to pay for me. I'm good with money. I'm getting ready to negotiate my salary and I'm prepping for it right now, even though the negotiation is happening 5, 6 months in advance. And that's a sign that I'm good with money. Okay. So let me recap the three financial truths no one told me in my 20s. Number one was education. Education is not the key to wealth. Okay. It's just the key to upward mobility. Number two is loyalty does not build wealth. And that's why you need to be loyal to what you want in your dreams. And number three is that no one is coming to save us. I hope that you take something from today's episode, because I know there is so much anxiety and anger going on right now because of the government being shut down, people being laid off. And I totally get it. I'm feeling what you're feeling, but it's also important to take accountability. And the only thing that you need to do this week is block 20 minutes of your time and say, you know what? I am going to get clear on how the fact that my family saw education as the American dream, how is that holding me back? The fact that I'm afraid to look for a job outside my county or my state, what does it say about me? And if you knew that no one is coming to save you, what is one thing that you will do today? Okay. Tag me on social media. I want to keep you accountable. You can tag me on Instagram, say hola wealth. And thank you for being here this week. Te mando un abrazo and let's go ahead and build wealth juntas. Bye.